After 20 minutes. It's been a short amount of time since I recorded the last episode, but that's because I'm trying to get an extra week ahead, so that I'm not letting my $5 tier patrons down, because that's what's been happening recently. So, using my time off work to record 2 episodes instead of just 1. Last episode was a Sue episode, and I'm not complaining about it in any way. I love that this show, it can spend almost an entire episode focusing on a character who's not the main character. Obviously, Midoriya was still in there, but I'd say like 60 to 70% of the episode was about Sue. Obviously, it's only happened with certain characters at this point, like, I don't know, maybe if you'd spent the last episodes, you could have spent the last episode with any one of the UA students and it wouldn't have felt unearned, should we say. After the last few episodes spent with Midoriya and Ida and Todoroki, it's good to spend an entire episode on someone else. So, the side characters in this show are strong enough to hold an episode on their own. Maybe even more than one episode. So why not? The last episode with Sue on the ship with Sirius and Selkie and the hench sailors. It was basically a sea heist episode, almost, and yeah, it was a decent episode. It was good to spend an entire episode on Sue. I could literally watch, like, the entire season could just be episodes with each individual character in that class, and I would not mind it whatsoever. But I imagine that we're going to be getting back to the regular story in this episode, with Shigaraki, Kurogiri focusing on, on the horizon, all for one, like stuff like that. So, and not to mention, last episode they said it was 5 days since the internships started, so I don't know, maybe the internships are over this time. Although I didn't feel like we got a lot out of the internships, it'd be good to see everyone come back. It would be good to see everyone come back and see what everyone's learned from their time away. Although I imagine people like Kirishima wouldn't have learned that much. I imagine he's just learning. Fourth Kind is basically just teaching him good manners. That's pretty much it. Uwabami is not teaching Yairozu anything, really. Best Jeanist is not making any headway with Bakugo. He's probably just making him more angry than he was before. Uraraka, I think is progressing with Gunhead. Froppy is progressing with Selkie and Sirius. Midoriya is definitely progressing with Gran Torino. Gotta see. I don't think Todoroki needs any improvement from Endeavour. If all the students are returning this episode, then it'd be good to see what everyone's learned in their time away, if anything. But I wouldn't mind another few episodes with the internships. But there's no way to know, so let's just find out in this new episode. So let's just get into Season 2, Episode 20 of My Hero Academia, starting now. Oh,
I know I wasn't here long, but thanks for everything.
The end of the internships.
That's it, kid.
Okay.
Keep working hard.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much again. Bye for now.
So he's the future, huh? Hey, boy. Who are you?
Seriously? Oh, well, I'm, Izuku Midoriya.
That's not right.
I'm Deku.
Hell yeah.
Until the day that the hero Deku is celebrated around the world as the new symbol of peace.
Yeah.
I spent basically the whole time training and cleaning the ship deck. Though there was this one day we caught a bunch of drug smugglers.
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
What about
All women are demons at heart. You just hide their true personalities behind pretty faces.
What the heck did Mount Lady do to you? Everyone, it was those three.
Oh yeah, the hero killer.
Glad you guys made it back alive. Seriously.
I worried about you too.
You were lucky Endeavor showed up and saved you guys.
so cool? Just what I'd expect from the number 2 hero.
Well, I promise I will strive to be the perfect hero.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's time for class to begin. Everyone, please take your seats. Let us work.
Prepare! You're about to step into Field Gamma. Inside is an area full of factories that form an intricate labyrinth. I'll send a distress signal, and you do what you must to rescue me. Whoever finds me first wins. But try to keep the property damage to a bare minimum, please.
Why are you pointing at me?
All right.
I'd say Midoriya's at a heavy disadvantage against those four. That's what I think. Moving around quickly isn't really one of his strong suits, that's for sure.
You don't know. Midoriya is about to fuck them all up. Go, Midoriya!
Whoa! Midoriya? Since when can he do that? What? No way!
Crazy. Those jumps. He looks just like...
Those are my moves.
The big arms are back.
Damn it!
Midoriya? Are you kidding me?
Shouldn't he be breaking a bunch of bones?
Not anymore. Uh-oh.
And it's over! Thanks, hero! And congratulations!
All right!
Damn it.
Midoriya, you're okay, right? I see.
The time has come for me to tell you the whole truth about me and one for all.
Okay. Zero actually won something.
The jackpot! Someone shawshanked a hole in this wall. A previous generation has given us a gift. You know what's next door, right? I want to see Yajirozu's curves, Ashido's slender waist, Hagakure's floating underwear, Uraraka's superfine body, Atoi's unexpectedly soft movie! That's Jiro's earphone jack! Why am I the only one he didn't say anything about?
Oh, God.
Do you remember how I gave my power to you?
Oh,
What I said
no.
that day? Eat this! No, not that part.
Oh, holy crap! Don't tell me the hero killer has one for all now!
No, he doesn't. I just thought you might be worried about that, but I see.
Okay, I just wrote down Stain one for all, but cross that out.
One for all was derived from another odd quirk, a power that's very old. The name of that quirk is All for One. It allowed its user to take quirks from others, and the user could keep the quirks for himself or give them to someone else.
I said this. Villain named All for One. So, opposite of One for All. I wonder if that means he can absorb powers as well as give them.
There was one person who managed to rally many people together. He went by the name of his power, All for One. In the blink of an eye, he became the leader of villains and ruled over Japan. There were many poor souls who couldn't bear the burden of the quirks they were given. They became like mindless living dolls, incapable of speaking. Just like the Nomus are. This evil man had a quirkless younger brother. He was small and sickly, but he had a strong sense of justice. And then, All for One transferred a quirk to his sibling, one that would allow him to stockpile power. We don't know if it was a gift he was giving his brother, or if he just wanted to force him to submit. Turns out the brother did have a quirk, though even he hadn't realized this to be the case. He had a useless power that only allowed him to pass on quirks. And so the stockpiling ability merged with the younger brother's power. And that is how One for All came to be.
Wow.
But this bad guy must be long dead by this point. So why are you bringing him up?
One who steals quirks has no limits. Anything's possible. The younger brother decided to entrust this new quirk to future generations. Eventually, it was my turn, and I managed to defeat All for One. At least that's what I thought. But he survived, and is now back in action as the brain behind the League of Villains. The entire purpose of One for All is to defeat All for One. As its holder, you may one day have to fight against this great evil yourself. Because I failed.
I'll do my best. I'll do whatever you ask, no matter what it might take. As long as you're with me, I can do anything.
I'm sorry, young Midoriya,
What's the secret?
but by the time you face him, I won't be by your side anymore.
Oh! After credit scene.
Well, it's almost time for summer vacation. Don't get too excited. You'll be training.
while you're camping in the woods.
I knew it! All right!
A big sleepover!
Fireworks.
And s'mores. City dipping!
We've been training in cities. These will be very different conditions for most of us.
So he's to unite the League of Villains. He'll do well, even if I have to work him to the bone. It's the only way he'll be able to take my place. He was born with the twisted mind needed to become the next me. I hope you're celebrating while you can, All Might, because very soon, this temporary peace will come to a violent end.
Wow. Oh yes, that was a great episode. Like I suspected, internships ending. I thought that might be what happened since they mentioned it was only 5 days into the internships last episode. I imagined the internships would be ending soon, so that's why I mentioned it at the beginning of the episode. But yeah, internship's over. Everyone's back to class. But just before they left, though, just before Midoriya left Gran Torino, though, I hope we see Gran Torino again. I thought he was he's a decent character. So, yeah. Oh, the moment. Who are you? Izuku Midoriya? Wrong. I am Deku. Oh, yes! And he was back to school, and bloody damn did he show what he learned at Field Gamma. Oh! That'd be an insane obstacle course. That is a paintballing course that needs to be made. What was it? Midoriya, Ida, Ashido, Sero, and Ojiro. Okay. Everyone's saying Midoriya's going to come in last. Midoriya's not going to win. Midoriya's got a disadvantage. I mean, he didn't win, but he does not have a disadvantage anymore. Look at him move! Yeah, Midoriya, show everyone what you've got. Bakugo is going to be pissed. He has been taking Bakugo's moves. Show everyone what you can do now, Midoriya. Do it. I would have liked to have seen all episode of just Field Gamma and seen where everyone's at now. But yeah, after that was the scene in the locker room. I was so uncomfortable when Mineta found that peephole. I was so scared. But yeah, how many girls are there in the class? There's Uraka, Sue, Yaoyorozu, Jiro, and Ishido, and Higakure, the invisible girl. So there's six girls in the class. I think I could be missing one. I don't think I am. But yeah. Apparently he mentioned every single one of them except for Jiro. Don't feel insecure, Jiro. I don't know. Is that going to be something Jiro's got to work out for herself? Is that her story? Feeling comfortable in her body? I don't know. But yeah, well, give Jiro a story. I want to see Jiro get a story, although I'm not sure this is the story I would pick for her, but okay. It's a different story. Yeah, then there was the... Oh God. Yeah, then there was the meeting with Midoriya and All Might in his office. Well, in a office. When he started mentioning about Stain taking Midoriya's DNA in the blood, I was like, oh my God, has Stain got one for all now? So I wrote it down quickly, and then as soon as I finished writing it, he said, no, that's not the case, and then I just had to cross it out. That would have been awesome though if Stain had one for all. It would be terrifying, but it would be awesome still. It eats at my soul that Todoroki, Midoriya, and Ida can't take credit for Stain's capture. It eats my soul. I hate it. Talk about One for All and All for One. All for One came before One for All, the symbol of evil. Like I said this last episode. Could All for One be someone who takes powers instead of gives them like One for All does? I can't believe I got that right, but yeah, since it's the opposite of One for All, it makes sense that All for One is what takes powers. Apparently it's some sort of mesh with his younger brother who everyone thought had no quirk. he did have a quirk, and apparently the two powers combined to create what is known as One for All. And whilst All for One just continue to go on clinging to life and just staying there, All for One just stayed there clinging to life and not letting go and continuing to survive. One for All, the holders just continued to pass on generation to generation. They kept going. They passed on from person to person. This reminds me of something in Star Wars as well. I know the creator of My Hero Academia is a huge Star Wars fan, so this makes sense as well. The Jedi, they're all about producing the next generation. They're all about teaching the Padawans like the next generation of Jedi, and then when it's their time, they pass on. Whereas the Sith are the enemy of the Jedi, and they cling to life. They try to live as long as they can, and eventually they turn on each other, and they're all about surviving themselves and living longer, which is like what Palpatine does. He, like in episode 9, you find him. He's got all these machines hooked up to him. He's artificially living. He's only prolonging his life through technology, and that's sort of like what All for One is doing in that end credit scene there. He's got all these machines hooked up to him, keeping him alive, whereas All Might, it sounds like he's naturally dying. So he's just dying, and then when it's time, he's just gonna leave. He's just gonna go. So another Star Wars similarity there. I love it. All for One inadvertently created One for All. It's amazing. I love the backstory, the mythos. Love it. Sounds like All Might is dying, so I'm not looking forward to that. Then the end credit scene. It sounds like All for One is training Shigaraki to be the next version of him. All Might is training Midoriya. What All for One is training Shigaraki. So that parallels Midoriya and Shigaraki. So it's going to be All Might versus All for One and Shigaraki versus Midoriya. I know I said that the same way. All Might good side, All for One bad side, Midoriya good side, Deku good side, and Shigaraki bad side. Oh, I love it. But the idea of what is to come in that end credit scene, summer vacation camping with all of Class 1A. I'd love for them to spend quality time together. Although I imagine Bakugo is not going to feel that way. But yeah, I think it's time we start spending time with these characters outside of school. They can't just be school friends, they've got to be real friends. So yeah, I'm excited for the next 5 episodes. Oh, I don't know why, but I feel so happy in this second episode. Maybe you noticed it in my reaction, but I don't know. I couldn't stop smiling. Well, it feels like I couldn't stop smiling. I feel like I've got a lot more energy, even though it's later. I don't know why. But yeah, that's all we've got for this week of My Hero Academia. I'm going to be watching so many reactions to the last 2 episodes I did. Until next time, we are over and out. Bye!